Hello you guys, welcome. I'm Parshvika. On this channel we talk a lot about making money online as a creative person, as an artist. Today video I want to talk about Creative Fabrica because I get a few comments and questions from you guys. So let's talk about how to get an approval for your shop on Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to talk about that thing. It's kind of like a not latest, it's an updated video because I've already made a video talking about getting shop approval. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check the Creative Fabrica playlist on my channel. On that you'll find this video. Okay, so let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up, consider subscribing for more such videos. We do have a lot of the products. I also have a Creative Fabrica course if you're interested in knowing about how to get a shop approval. I'm covering so much depth in that in short. That's not a short course, but that course will be helpful, especially catering to the beginners. The links are in description, and also I have a Creative Fabrica planner if you're interested in that. But in the course, I'm talking about how to get an approval. So if you want to go more deep dive, that course will be helpful. The links are in description. Anyways, let's talk about how to get an approval on Creative Fabrica. Guys, the time has changed. I started the Creative Fabrica back in 2020 or 2021. I don't really remember. So it's been like 3-4 years. It's been a really long time. At that time, the Creative Fabrica was totally a new platform, so they were easy acceptance. The acceptance were quite easy. But after that, I currently have more than one shops. So the first shop I opened up in 2020, and then I opened the next shops in 2021. And for one shop, I get an approval in 2022. So I can see that getting an approval in 2020 was way more easy than getting an approval in 2022. But I did get an approval in 2022. And I've seen that some people get an approval in 2023 as well, 2024 as well. So I'm going to talk about that. Keep in mind, guys, when the platform is new, it's very easy to get an approval because they are looking for designers and sellers to upload on their platform so that they can sell to the buyers. Okay, when the platform is new, they are looking for the sellers who are going to sell on their platform. Well, when they get the sellers, then the competition increases on the platform, and then their benchmark of approval for the applications for future sellers became more hard. And that's normal, that's quite obvious. But regardless of that, you can still get an approval. The first thing and foremost, you got to keep in mind, guys, have your own products. Okay, don't create the products or take the things from somewhere else. On the Creative Fabrica specifically, whatever you're selling or whatever you want to get an approval, you gotta create that thing from scratch by yourself. You can't take the stuffs from Creative Market or somewhere from other platform and mix them and create and present on the Creative Fabrica. No, it's not gonna work like that. It's not a print-on-demand platform where you can flip the things like that. In fact, nowadays on the print-on-demand, you can't even flip it because the competition is getting bigger. So here the competition even more bigger. You gotta be an original seller. You gotta be an original designer. I mean, everybody is a designer, but you gotta be original designer in the terms you're creating your products entirely. You're creating your designs entirely by yourself from scratch. That's the first thing. The second thing I would highly recommend you guys, you need to check the Creative Fabrica platform to see what exactly sells there. Because if you're selling something that doesn't sell on the Creative Fabrica, they're not gonna approve you because they only want those sellers on their platform who are creating the products that people are ready to buy on the Creative Fabrica. So if you're uploading something else, Creative Fabrica will not gonna approve your profile or approve your application because they don't want that product on the platform because nobody buys it. On the Etsy, everything sells in terms of the digital products, but on the Creative Fabrica, not everything sells. Not everything sells. Only a certain kind of the product sells. So go on the Creative Fabric and do the research what exactly sells and then make your portfolio based on that. Because if you're creating something that's not selling on the Creative Fabric, they're not gonna approve you. That's the first thing. The another thing that I want to talk about is, I think that's not the first thing, that was the second thing. Another thing you want to talk about is create high quality designs. Guys, please create high quality designs. When I say high quality designs, I'm not saying to put a lot of the elements in your design and create a massive, big, huge designs. No. When I say a quality design, I really mean that you're creating something that's unique. Now, you don't need to reinvent the wheel over here. You don't need to create something that doesn't exist anywhere, but you gotta create something that is unique to your work. Because when they're going to look at your portfolio, your work needs to match. Like, for example, you have 50 items or 100 items in your portfolio. Okay, 50, let's take example 50 designs you have in your portfolio, and your 50 designs has to match with each other. Like there has to be a similarity in your work, because that will going to show your style. Every designer have their own style, so you need to create the items or put the things in the items in the portfolio that related to your style. Because if they see that one item is totally different and another one is totally different, they are not related with each other, they're gonna be able to understand that you didn't created them, you take it from somewhere. That's why they didn't go hand in hand with that. There is no style of your designs in them, and that's when they're not gonna approve you, because they need to have an original seller or original designer selling on the platform who create their art or design by themselves, not taking from somewhere else. So that's another way. Now this thing is not coming based on my own experience, because I've seen this. I got the approval for the multiple shops, and I helped other people as well, and I've seen that when they get the approval and when they didn't get the approval. So even if your application get rejected first time, you can reapply. I think after a few days or few weeks you can reapply again. So it doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world if they disapprove your application in the first go. It's not the end of the world or end of the day. Okay, you can reapply again after a few weeks. I don't remember exactly how many days, but you can reapply again. So I've seen in the shop that I opened back in 2022, in that shop, in the first time I didn't get the approval, they rejected it. The second time I applied after a few weeks, and then I get approval. So I understand the difference, like how these things is working. So you got to have a common style or a common theme of your work, like something is matching. You see that when you look at the paintings or when you look at the designs made by a designer, you look at 20, 50 designs of them, you come to a conclusion like there is a common theme or common style around these designs because they were created by one designer. I hope it makes sense. It comes with time, it comes with practice. If you are a beginner, then it's going to take us some time to understand what I'm trying to tell you. But there is a common style. So they're going to see your style of the designs. What is that style? What is that theme? Now, in terms of creating a unique designs, what you can do over here, you can bridge the gap between the niches. You can see that watercolor art is already selling, for example, and you create watercolor art. And you create the watercolor art and you see the retro is also there. Retro is popular right now. I think it's going to be popular maybe for a few years. I don't know. You can mix the retro with the watercolor, and that could create a unique design. I just gave you one example, but you can mix the different niches together and you create something new out of it. So do the research, check on the Creative Fabrica, Creative Market, maybe on the Google, on other print-on-demand platforms, because on the Creative Fabrica, the sellers are the print-on-demand sellers. Yes. The people who are buying, not sellers, I think buyers, yeah. The people who are buying on the Creative Fabrica, most of them are print-on-demand sellers, or they are creating the digital products to sell on the Etsy. Like if you see on the Etsy, the digital product sellers, where they are taking the elements or the illustrations or the graphics, they're taking from either Creative Fabrica, Creative Market, or like all these big platforms. So most of them are print-on-demand sellers. So you can look at the print-on-demand platforms or even on the Etsy what exactly sells and what you can create to get the idea of around that. Because they are taking these elements and graphics from these platforms. That's the thing I can tell you. I hope this tips will going to help you, because that's all I have for today. Let me know if you still have trouble, still have problems getting an approval. Let me know. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.